darkest hour. I wanna comfort you, I know you've been alone. Oh, where do you go? In your head when in the real world is snow.
So I've been playing around with my hair for like 30 minutes and I'm just like experimenting, trying out some new things. This side, she's kind of struggling. This side looks really good though, so I'll keep practicing. I got a curling iron, which is the reason why I curled it. And for me, like I like my hair to be bone straight, but I also like it when it has like body, so I'll keep trying and see where it takes me. I got another nightgown from Target and at first I was gonna get it, but then I was in the checkout aisle and I was like, you know what, Sierra, you should just treat yourself a little bit. So it's so adorable. It's black and it's satin, and that was like the main reason why I wanted to get it, because usually the black pajamas that they have are in cotton and I really like the satin ones. I just prefer the material, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this. It's so adorable. I feel like Target has the best pajamas in my opinion. I just really like the quality and the material, as I said, so really excited about this one. I need to take down my tree, sadly, but in a sense I'm kind of like ready to have it out of the way because it's in front of my closet, so that's kind of like inconvenient, but like I didn't really have anywhere else to put it and I wanted it to be like noticed, so I'm gonna just take down the ornaments and bring it down to the basement. I still don't even know like what's going on with the bottom of this tree, but I'm not even gonna question it anymore. Okay, I literally hate being in the basement, so I'm gonna leave now and go back upstairs because it's so scary down here. I always think about that scene from My Girl when she gets locked in the basement. taking a break from cleaning because I want to do a little bit of planning, and I also want to do my quiet time. I love my time with God. Like, I just love being with him and being in his presence, but I didn't get to do that this morning because we woke up like super early. And that's like really not an excuse. I could have woke up earlier to do my quiet time, but I didn't. Also, one of the things that I kind of want to change for the new year, but I'm gonna get that done. Before I do that though, I want to show you guys a few things that I got. Y'all know I am like a super planner, and I do feel like one thing that the Lord has showed me this year is that though it's really good to plan and to be prepared, you also have to be flexible, because we are not in control. It's the Lord who's in control. He holds tomorrow, and tomorrow is not promised. And like, that can literally go with things that are really big, but it could also go with like small things as well. And so I think you just have to kind of like find the balance between your planning. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad to do that. You just have to be very careful, because like, take COVID for instance. Like, you could have planned out so many things and then had to cancel it because of that. So like I said, you just got to be careful, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to like change my mindset on going into this new year. But yeah, I got the whole kit and caboodle here. I already showed you guys my planner, and you can literally see the reflections of my handprints on here, which is so gross, like I said. But I also have literally 2 notebooks for doing my to-do list. That's one thing that I know is not going to change, because as I've said a million times, if I don't write it down, it's not going to get done. This one is so gorgeous. It's from Walmart, and it says notes and plans, and I really think that green is becoming one of my favorite colors, because like, this is just, it's so gorgeous. I love it. And another thing I really like about it is that it has like all the lines and stuff, because whenever they don't have lines, your handwriting goes every which way. Like, this ain't the show. And then the next one that I have is from Urban Outfitters. Urban Outfitters is so expensive for literally no reason, but like I said, I had that gift card, so I wanted to use it before it expired. And same thing, it has the lines and everything. I'll probably use this one for school and then this one for like personal stuff. That way like they don't get intertwined, because I hate when I look at my to-do list and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff to do today, but like half of it's just like personal and then the other half is just for school. So I think that division would be like really helpful. I am seriously so nervous to go back to school. Like, I always get nervous after breaks and stuff, but like, I don't think anything other than sophomore year, because sophomore year, August and September of 2020, that was no joke at all. That was so stressful. But other than that, this past December final season, it was so bad, and I have probably never faced a burnout as bad as that. And like, there was just kind of like a period between winter break, like during the first 2 weeks, where like I was relaxing. I really wasn't doing anything, and I think I needed that, because it doesn't come naturally for me to just rest. And that's another thing coming into the new year that I want to implement a little bit more, is just practicing the Sabbath, but like in the most non-legalistic way possible. Because for me, I kind of sometimes feel like I don't deserve rest, and so I'm always like working. And one thing about online school is that it is just so hard to get away from everything, and so I don't want to be like in my room all the time doing school. I really want to do like things that I enjoy and things that will make school less stressful for me, because I'm just such a perfectionist and I'm such like an overachiever that like, if you don't take me away from my work, I'll just be here all day, and I'll always be trying to get better at whatever it is I'm doing. So yeah, I basically just want to find a balance between putting my best foot forward, because I still want to make good grades and stuff. I kind of do have a little bit of like academic validation. I do struggle with that, but like, I want to make good grades. This is very important semester. It's the second semester of junior year, so I do really need to try and work hard, but I don't want to like hurt myself in the process. I definitely want to do things to make it enjoyable, like I said. Also, I feel like I have like the same conversations all the time, and then sometimes I feel like I don't make sense in my videos, but I feel like that kind of just goes back to, again, me being so hard on myself. I'm trying to be like very gracious, because even I think like my perfectionism, I've been noticing that like it kind of breeds insecurity a little bit, like whether it's the blanket, whether it's my hair, whenever I try things for the first time, or whether I'm doing school, like whatever it is, big or small, that perfectionism can really hinder you and hold you back from doing the things that you want to do. And so I just want to have better mindsets, and I feel like the only way to do that is to talk to God about the things that I struggle with, and just to actively like make the habit to change. Like I can't, if I keep complaining about it all the time, then nothing's gonna happen. But like if I actually try to get better, I might see a change, things might get better. I will say one thing I'm like extremely happy about is the direction that my Bible account is going in. Like I've probably never been this satisfied with it, and I feel like kind of back in summer and stuff, it was just a lot about like knowledge and all those things, but now it's like just a documentation of my faith and where I'm at. And I will say, being in like the public eye, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube, because same thing with YouTube, I'm literally just doing vlogs of my repetitive life, as I say a million times. I'm just showing you guys me, and I've been doing this for like 3 years, and it's not, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this, but like when you're in a crucial growing stage, it is very hard to document yourself because you're constantly changing, you're constantly growing and learning. And like even for me, it is so hard to look back on my old videos. I still have them up because like I need those watch hours. I'm very close to getting monetized also, so like yay, I'm like, my hard work is paying off. But like I said, it's just so hard for me to go back and watch those old videos because I'm like literally not the same person. And I mean, when I'm 20 or something and in college, I probably would say the same thing about my 17-year-old self, because I feel like when it comes to growth, you're always going to be evolving, you're always going to be changing. It doesn't just like, it's not like you hit a stage like, oh my gosh, I found myself completely, you know? So I think you just have to give yourself room and space to grow. It's just hard to do that when people are watching you and when you're in that growing stage. As far as YouTube goes this year, I'm planning on doing like a lot of online school day in my life, week in my lives, and then doing like weekend in my lives, trying to like mix it up a little bit. But as I said, I like vlogs. I'm not really a fan of like the sit down videos or like the lifestyle videos. I'm just not into like that kind of YouTube anymore. I want this to be more of like video diaries, as I talk to you guys about in like a few videos. But yeah, that's kind of my goal and my vision and like where I want to take this in the new year. So it'll be similar to the type of content that I've been posting recently. I wrote down, well, typed down some of the habits that I want to implement just to have throughout the year. And I know a lot of people always are like, oh my gosh, I hate when people say new year, new me, but like the new year is truly a very good time to reevaluate what's working in your life and what's not working in your life, and really make the change on that. So I don't know if I'm gonna make this a video. Maybe. I feel like it would be really interesting, but kind of just showing you guys like the things that I want to change. So some of them is like waking up earlier just to have that time with God. That way I'm not rushing, because I talk to you guys about this. I always say that so many times. I need to stop saying that. I just need to like live my life, like just talk to you guys and stop saying, Sierra, you do this all the time. But anyways, so what was I even saying? Okay, see, now I'm distracted because of all of that. Oh, okay, I know what I was thinking. So when it comes to school, ever since I started online school, I didn't really have this when I was like in public or private school, but like my mind just runs on a clock. I told you guys that in one video, but like I will just try to like rush, because the earlier that you finish school, the earlier you'll be done. And so sometimes that can like make you rush your quiet time a little bit more. And I really feel like if I wake up earlier and if I have that time with God, there's no reason to rush at all. Now obviously when I have like live lessons and stuff, I kind of do have to do my morning routine a little bit quicker, but like I love slow mornings so much, and I want to have those not just on the weekends but also on the school days as well. I already usually make my bed in the mornings and stuff like that, but another one is like I do not want to go on my phone until like probably lunchtime, I'd say, unless it's like an emergency, but that can also be a distraction. And so it's like I don't want to be like scrolling on Instagram, which like I said, I already haven't really been going on social media that much anymore. But for real, like I do not want that to be like the first thing I wake up to, because that will also hinder your quiet time too. I want to drink more water and just really be conscious of my health as well. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I do want to be mindful of that. And same with like skincare, things like that. I want to read too a lot more. I have like a bunch of Christian books and stuff, but I also want like leisurely reads, like romance and stuff. That's like one of my favorite genres. I also like historical fiction, just things like that. That way I can have time to have things that I enjoy so that I'm not like stressed all the time. I'm about halfway into another gospel, and I thought that book was just going to be like a guidebook against progressive Christianity, but it is so much more than that. There is so much apologetics in there, and I mean, I guess like it makes sense, like if she's defending against progressive Christianity, then there needs to be apologetics, because like defending the faith. But it's so good. And Elisa Childers, she always talks about apologetics, so I don't know why I was so surprised that it was like more of an apologetics book, but like I still love it. It's a great book, highly recommend. I think every Christian should read it because she talks about so many things, from like progressive Christianity to the prosperity gospel, and like it's an easy read too. Like you don't have to be like, you know, the most knowledgeable person to understand what she's saying. Like it makes sense, and so I love it. Okay, so as far as my Bible reading goes, and before I actually get into that, I know a few of my friends, they've been asking me to do like Bible study videos. If I did do a sit-down video, it would probably be a Bible study, and I really try, like, even though I'm doing vlogs and stuff, I try to show you guys like where I'm at in the Bible, like what I'm learning, things like that, where I'm at in my faith. And of course I still think like some things can be kept private and like just between me and God, but for the most part I really try to show you guys and keep y'all updated, as I said. But anyways, currently in Leviticus, and I know like there's so many, like, what's the word, a lot of people aren't really drawn to Leviticus. Like if you open up the Bible and someone said like go to a book like that you just love, Leviticus probably wouldn't be like at the top of someone's list. But there is so much more to Leviticus than meets the eye when you really like start diving into it, and it is so neat. The one thing that I've always loved about Leviticus is how God was literally dwelling among the people. I definitely can feel like that would be convicting in one part, because I mean, it's God, he's holy, and you're here with these unholy people, and so it definitely is gonna highlight any type of sin that you're doing. But at the same time, to just like have his presence looming over you would be such a surreal and amazing feeling, and it can be hard for us in like 2021 to picture that, but like the fact that the Israelites had that opportunity is just so amazing. Another thing that stuck out to me that I feel like is just such a valuable piece of information is how whenever people came to the presence of the Lord, they had to be wholehearted in their devotion. They weren't just coming to the Lord in disrespect. They had a reverence and an honor for him, and that's why there were like so many laws and so many things. Like you had to be clean before you came to him. You couldn't just go up to the Lord. You had to take, you know, certain precautions and certain things to get to him. But they also, like, it completely repeated many times that they had a willingness of heart, and I feel like that really is the key to like true devotion with the Lord. And you kind of see like a similar theme applied in Exodus as well, because the second half of Exodus is dedicated to the building of the tabernacle, and it was constantly like they had a willingness, their heart urged them to do this. And like, if you, as I've said a million times, if your heart is not in it, then your faith isn't going to be strong, and it's going to be a lot harder to get things done and to walk in obedience to the Lord. But because they had willing hearts, because they trusted in the Lord, they were able to complete the task and the purposes that he had for them. I literally keep getting like so tongue-tied, but like they were able to do that, and it's just so amazing. Okay, enough talking. Let's actually get into my quiet time, and then after that I will start really like planning. And I also need to finish cleaning, because that like superstition, don't clean on New Year's or whatever, so gotta get all this stuff done tonight. Also, Caleb is sleeping over in my room tonight. As I told you guys, we do like a Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve sleepover, so we'll probably just like chill out, watch Full House. We don't really do that much on New Year's Eve. We did get sparkling cider and like we'll watch the ball drop, but nothing like too crazy. Y'all were probably wondering, but I got a desk. I still need to like decorate it and stuff like that and get some like desk supplies, so stay tuned. That'll be like a whole process. This isn't the chair I'm using. Caleb was very gracious and he let me borrow it, so I really do need to stop talking because he's standing up and drawing, and so I'll like try to finish this, not rush, but like try to finish it so he can have his chair back. Okay, back to Leviticus. We're just gonna dive straight into this. So I feel like when it comes to reading things out of the law, it can be very easy to put our minds into what we know. And what do we know? We have the knowledge of Jesus and the resurrection, everything after that. So like we understand what has happened throughout the timeline of the Bible. But I was reading this quote and it said something along the lines of how the law is only a diagnosis. So it's going to show you what's wrong. And you guys can see that with all the rules, all the precautions, it's going to show you what's wrong. But can it necessarily change you in this current day and age? No, it cannot. That's why Jesus had to come down and save us from our sins. And that's why he had to fulfill the promise that was made back in Genesis. And so the law was very important for the time being. But in the current day and age, the law is just something that we will never be able to measure up to. And so if we're looking to save ourselves, we have to look to God and we have to look to Jesus. And Christy always says this one thing that is so amazing. She says, whenever you run from the Lord, in terms of like when you're sinning and things like that, it's not going to hide your sin, it's only going to magnify it. And I always look at that in terms of like Jonah, for example, and that also applies to us, but I'm using Jonah as an example. Is that Jonah always said that he loved the Lord. You know, he was constantly telling people, I love the Lord, I love him so much. But he was running away from the Lord. He was doing things his own way, which is another reason why there were so many like offerings and things like that. And you can even see in chapter 10 with the Nadab and Abihu. I'm not the best at pronouncing the names and stuff like that, but they got struck down as soon as they had offered the unauthorized fire to the Lord, because to him it was showing the Lord that they were doing things their own way instead of the way that the Lord designed things to be. And so that's what happens when we go away from him. And another verse that I really liked is in the same chapter. It says, I will demonstrate my holiness to those who are near me, and I will reveal my glory before all the people. And Aaron remained silent. So yeah, I'm going in many different directions here, but I think you guys understand the point. I love the Bible because everything connects, and it's like we have the Old Testament, but we also have the New Testament. Neither, like, what do you even call that? It's not a book. Neither section is more important than the other. They both are equally important, and they come together to make the Bible as a whole. And this is our lifeline. This is our stronghold. This is a steady, firm foundation that we can rely on. And honestly, without God, I do not know where I would be half of the time. I don't know how I'd make it by, but this word, it sustains me, and it's the only thing that is going to sustain you and to fulfill your deepest desires and wants and needs. So look to that of which is higher, and that's God. One thing that I do want to implement going into the new year is watching more sermons and stuff during my quiet time. I love sermons. I really like Bodhi Bacham, Paul Washer, basically like all the old Reformed guys. I like John MacArthur too. He's really good. But right now I'm not in a church. We do family Bible study, and I guess you could kind of consider that home church. My dad works really hard on it, and I do enjoy that time. I'm very thankful for that. But like sometimes I do get a little bit sad at the same time, because I do want a church family, and I miss being in church and like having a place to fellowship with other believers and like worship God. Like I really do miss that. But at the same time, I also try to understand that though going to a church is something that I really want, you also have to take your time with it, because it is not easy to find the right church. Even if a church has everything you're looking for, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right fit for you. And so you really just have to pray about it and hope that the Lord can lead you in the right direction. And as of now, we haven't found that. But I mean, all I want is just a church with good theology, good fellowship, and like just it's hard to find, you know, that normal thing. Like everything is either like progressive, prosperity, like it is just, I just want a normal like small church. So hopefully we can find that. Please pray for us. We'll see how it goes. And then like even with the church stuff, it's like I'm literally 17. Like I do not have that much longer in the house, and I've been talking about that a lot recently. And I feel like in some cases, like a year and a half, it seems like a very, very long time, but then like in others it's like a very short amount of time to get things done. And so I just think about like how whenever I'm in college and stuff, and like as I'm growing up, like it's gonna be up to me to figure out which church I want to join and like which, you know, church family you want to be a part of. And it's kind of funny because like choosing a church is like marrying someone. Like there's so much that goes into it, and there's so much that you have to really be intentional about, and so just gotta take your time. Like I said, I am about to go through some of my Spotify playlists, and one thing that I did in the beginning of 2021 that was actually very beneficial for me was that I did a secular music fast, cleanse, whatever you want to call it. And that's the thing about fasting, is that fasting doesn't just have to be about food. You can literally fast from anything that's a distraction, anything that is keeping you from being with the Lord and from spending time with him. And I will say the one bad thing about the secular music fast or whatever is that it can become a little bit prideful, in the sense of like you'll be like, oh, I don't listen to secular music, stuff like that. Like I only listen to Christian music. And so that's definitely not the goal. That's not what we're trying to do with that. So I've been debating it. I'm like, should I go back to it, or should I just like, could you intermediate fast with that? Is that possible? I'm intermediate fasting with music. That's what I'm doing. I honestly think that like in the mornings and stuff like that, I'll probably just listen to my hymns and my worship and like gospel music, because whenever you're listening to that type of music, like one thing I forgot to tell y'all is that like with my vinyl, you can connect the Bluetooth to it, so I don't always just have to like go out and buy records and stuff. I can literally connect my Spotify to that, which is so convenient. Like, go technology, love that. But like when you're listening to that type of music, it's constantly going to be reminding you about the Lord and about who he is. And that's like, you literally can't not be happy when you're filled with that type of music. But when it comes to secular music, you're going to be pulled in so many different directions. And I don't listen to anything explicit or anything. I'm just talking about, you know, normal secular music. I can be very hard on myself when it comes to my convictions and stuff. Chrissy and I always talk about this, but like we'll just go through like these very harsh phases where like we'll go from 1 to 100 with our convictions. So we really try to be like cautious of that, and I don't want it to become a pride thing. As I said, I just want it to be for my own benefit. So I'll probably stick to like an intermediate secular fasting. That's the new term I'm creating, as I said. But I think it should be helpful. So like maybe only listen to secular music like from the afternoon to like midday, something like that. I just don't want it to be where my mind is filled with that like every second of the day. I really want to be in the presence of the Lord at all times, because that's when I feel the most peace. I keep looking at the camera because I seriously radiate like kindergarten teacher vibes right now. And like even with the sweatpants, this is such an Old Navy outfit. The jacket or whatever is from Old Navy, the shirt is from Walmart, and then the sweatpants are from Old Navy. So you know, I'm repping the teacher world right now, even though I don't want to be a teacher. I'm repping them. So I don't even go back to school until January 10th. It's December 31st right now, so I still have a little bit of time to rest and relax and plan and get my life together. Obviously this isn't something that I can just do in one video. One thing that I'm trying to remember is that with the things that I'm trying to change and grow and learn in, it's going to take time. I'm not just going to magically find myself or like, you know, get to the place where I want to be in a day. Like it's gonna be a process, and to do that I have to hold firm to the Lord, and you just gotta let time be gracious. But yeah, so one thing that I've been thinking about in terms of faith and stuff like that is that faith is truly a journey. I feel like in terms of like my faith and stuff, where I'm at is that I understand what my calling is, and one thing that really helped that was the Elizabeth Elliot book, Let Me Be a Woman. Highly encourage every lady to read it. It was so amazing. It just had so many good notes about biblical womanhood and things of that sort. But when it comes to my purpose, that's still something that I'm trying to figure out. And I mean, like it'll take time. I think that I just want to know, like, hey, what is it exactly that God wants me to be? Who does God want me to be? Not who does Sierra want me to be, not who does anyone else want me to be. Who does God want me to be? Because at the end of the day, that is all that matters. I think it can be so easy to like seek approval from humans, but like at the end of the day, as I said, it's what God wants you to do that matters. And like when it comes to walking in submission to the Lord and being obedient unto Him, you definitely have to deny yourself, and you have to deny the things that you want in order to understand where the Lord is trying to take you. And you might not always understand it in the moment, but you just have to understand that He does have a plan and He does have a purpose, even if it takes a little while to figure that out. That's what I'm trying to say. I've definitely been getting overwhelmed and stuff this year, or like at least recently, because I feel like ever since I turned 17, it was kind of like this shock factor that I'm growing up and that I'm not a kid anymore, and that so many things need to be done, and it all just hit me at once. I don't know why, but like it all hit me at once, and there's so many things that I need to do this year, as I've said, whether it comes to like school or like just other things that I really need to get done. Like more, I definitely have a lot more responsibility on me, and these are a lot of things that I just can't keep pushing off. And so I really want to manage my time correctly so that I can get all these things done. And I can get kind of scared too at like a fear of the unknown. I hate like not knowing what's gonna happen, and that just goes back to like planning and stuff. But I'm learning to trust in God and trust in where He's trying to take me, and so we'll see how it goes. I'll definitely keep you guys along the journey of everything I'm doing, whether it's from like volunteering. I volunteer at the libraries on some Saturdays, and I won't be doing that until like a few more months because like the holidays and stuff. I took a break, but I will be volunteering again. There's some other things I want to do. I hate when like people don't share like everything they're talking about, but I do want to like wait and see what's gonna happen, but I will keep you guys updated. It's just a very busy time, and I can't imagine what senior year is gonna be like. And like I'm just sitting here like I have to learn how to drive. I have to register for the SAT and the ACT, and I need to study for that. Like there's just so many things that have to happen. And also this lighting is so, I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, it's just stuff like that that's like normal growing up things. And whenever I go into the world, I want to be prepared, and I want to be equipped and ready to be on my own and to have, you know, independence and freedom, but obviously like under the right circumstances and stuff. Here's what my YouTube looks like right now. I am seriously the queen of like changing my profile picture and stuff, and like my bios on all my social media platforms like a million times. I get tired of seeing the same thing all the time, so I have to switch it up. I think I'm satisfied with this as of now, and I'm happy that like since I've been posting videos, there's kind of more of like a consistency and like a theme on my page and like my feed and all that, because for a while it had gotten lost, and then like back with these older videos and stuff it was like pink blue, and that's just not really like my aesthetic anymore. I don't like all those bright colors, as you guys know, so I really am liking the direction that I'm taking everything in. Also, Spotify will reach its potential when they stop showing so many ads. Those ads are literally all like a minute, and it'll be like 5 of them now. I had gotten like Spotify Premium for 3 months over the summer for free, and it was like the best thing ever. Sometimes I literally debate, I'm like, should I just pay the $9 and do it? But then I'm like, no, like it's fine. Another thing that I don't like about Spotify, well, this is just like me because I'm like a songaholic, as Christy said, but I listen to so much music, and I have 24 playlists, probably even more than that, because you can like, I have other ones for like my friends and stuff like that. But what they need to start doing is putting like where you can put your playlist into like a box. So like say you have throwbacks or something. If I have like an 80s, a 90s, and 2000s playlist, I don't want them all to be like in one playlist, because that just, no, it doesn't flow. But then it's like I also don't want to have like 100 playlists just for like every single mood. So like if they could have it to where you could like group your playlists, that would be so much more beneficial. So I'm gonna send them a note to like the Spotify people and let them know my ideas, because I think that's pretty smart. Okay, so like for example, when it comes to like Christian music, I have a gospel playlist, I have a worship playlist, which is like all the live songs and stuff like that, and then I have one for hymns, I have one for I don't even know what you would call it, but it's like that like 90s, like I don't even know what genre it is, but I like all that like 90s Christian music that's like really like not that popular. It'll be like the small churches and stuff, but like to me, music to my ears. And then I also have like just, I don't know, there's just like so many different genres. Same with like soul music. It'll be like 70s soul, 80s soul, ballads, like all these different things. R&B, country music, classical music. Honestly, I don't discriminate, guys, because there's jazz, there's blues, there's all kinds of stuff on my playlist. Like, it's very sporadic and it's kind of scary if you ask me. I did write down like an ideal day in my life that I kind of want to have going into this school year. So it'll be like wake up at 6 a.m. is what I'm thinking of, because I used to wake up at 7 and sometimes it's just not enough time, especially when you have like 9 a.m. live lessons. Hate that. So I just want to have enough time, like I said, to spend with God, but to also be able to make a nice breakfast and to eat and to just kind of like ease my way into school. I want to have my prayer and Bible time, the sermon as I mentioned. I want to do school, and then midday I want to take a break. I have for the most part been emphasizing breaks during school, definitely not during November and December, but for the most part I was during the first semester. I think I just need to like continue and like get back into that habit and understand that taking a break isn't going to hurt me. So the next thing I want to do is like during that break watch a show. I did do that a lot. I'd like maybe watch like a show or a movie or YouTube, something to like get my mind off of school, because I feel like midday, that's not really like a good time for me to read a book, because I've been staring at my computer for so long and reading so many things. So like just something to distract me from schoolwork. Then after that I want to take a bath or a shower. I never like go straight into my studying after that. I have to be in my pajamas when I'm studying for some reason, because it just makes it so much comfier. But after that I'll study, and I want to try to go to bed earlier, because sometimes I stay up so late, even like on school nights. And I mean, I do online school, so I have kind of like more of an excuse, but if I'm going to be waking up early, I need to also go to bed early so that I can get like at least a full 8 hours of sleep, because sometimes I neglect sleep, which is bad. But I mean, like, I honestly love sleeping. So, and I don't take naps, that's the thing. Like, I rarely take naps unless I'm in the car. If I do take a nap, I'm probably sick or just like extremely tired. I write down the things such as like driving and all that I need to get done. And when it comes to me, I just have such a like fear and anxiety associated with driving. It's just not something that I've been in a rush to do. Like, I have some friends that are like a grade below me. They got, you know, their permit and stuff at 15 and they already have their license, and I'm, you know, a junior and I don't have my license. I do have my permit, but it's gonna expire in the summer, I think, so I really need to start practicing, and I think I need to do driver's ed as well before I get my license. I need more experience behind the wheel, because I think the last time I practiced was when I was in Mississippi, and that was in the summer, and I literally just drove up the hill. If I lived somewhere like Mississippi, I would definitely drive, but when it comes to Georgia, everyone drives crazy here, and like I get so stressed when I'm in the car. So like it's not something I'm looking forward to, but I know it's one of those things that I have to do in life. But if I were rich or something like that, I would be like one of those people that would get like a chauffeur. Like, I would not be driving myself, because it's just not fun to me. I'm also really nervous for like the SAT and ACT. I've definitely gotten better with my test taking, especially this year, like much better. I used to have also like a lot of anxiety with that, but it's gotten so much better, and my approach like has just shot off the roof. I guess for me it's mainly like the math that tends to be my struggle point. I know that like a lot of schools are making the SAT and ACT optional, but I do still want to be like, you know, what's the saying, safe rather than sorry, and still take it and have it. But like in the event that I do you know, not so good on it, you don't have to send your scores in. Obviously that varies from school to school, but it is something to keep in mind. Next thing is that this month for news crew is literally going to be so hectic. I do not know why we planned so much stuff for the January edition, because like that kind of wasn't smart. Like we're literally all coming back from a month break and we have so much stuff to do. I'm going to be doing a few segments this month. It's the student spotlight, which is basically where like we'll get 3 students and we have a template and we'll ask them to fill it out, and then whoever is like the speaker will fill out their slide as well, and then you'll go into like a Zoom room and just have a conversation, and it's super cool, super fun. But I'm gonna be over that this time, so one, I need to choose like which students I'm gonna do. I have a lot of friends that I could choose from, but I have already done the student spotlight segment once, so like I don't want to choose the same people, I want to choose different people. So I'm trying to like still decide like who's it gonna be, because I've already done like my closest friends, of course, but I was thinking maybe it would be cool to like interview like some of the people in news crew too, because that would be easier. Like they would already know, you know, what the segment is, what we gotta do, and I'm very close with the sponsor that I have to do the Zoom room in, so that'll be fine. We're also doing a like recipe segment. Everyone loves that one for some reason, especially our principal. We'll do like baking, cooking, stuff like that, and we were like, okay, what could we do as a recipe segment for January? Well, one of our sponsors had the idea of making like soup recipes and stuff like that because it's winter, and we already did like a holiday edition in December, so we're gonna do soups. I'm doing a tortellini soup. I think I talked to you guys about this in my study video now that I'm realizing it, but yeah, we're gonna do that and I'm so excited. So I'll need to get the ingredients for that, and I want to make the video ahead of time because I just know that like if I try to, it's really hard for me to like cook and stuff when I'm on school days because I'm like so focused with my work and I usually just have such long days. So like I'll typically do more cooking and help my mom over like breaks and stuff, which I hate that it's like that, but I mean, that's life. I have some priorities, but I do love being in the kitchen. It's like honestly my biggest joy. It's what makes me happiest in life. Yeah, I don't want to forget that I'm doing that segment because I have other segments to do as well. So tortellini soup, and I can make it ahead of time. And the good thing about tortellini soup is that you always have so many leftovers. Like it cooks so much, so that's really good. And I've made it before. I'll just need to like pull up a recipe or something just to look and like have a reference. With most things I kind of do it like to taste. I'm pulling up my spreadsheet right now. Let me update my spreadsheet while I'm at it because I have not done that, and I've made quite a few things. Well, not that many things, but I've like made some things since the last time I edited it, which I think was my birthday, I'm pretty sure. Chrissy was watching the video that I made of like when we hung out or whatever, and she was like, this is literally just us getting distracted for 22 minutes straight. And I notice it as I'm like editing stuff, as I'm editing and stuff. I get so distracted. It's so funny. I don't know why, but like I just do, and so I try to stay focused with like what I'm doing. Okay, so tortellini soup, need to get that. Why did I even pull up my spreadsheet again? I don't even know. Okay, what have I made? Okay, hold on. Okay, I've had baked mac and cheese on there for a long time. Cookies, of course. Is that really all that I've made over winter break? I thought I've made more. Well, Christy did get me that cookie mix that came with the like mitten that she gave me. I think was it butter cookies? It was something like that, but I'm really excited to try that out. And I was thinking maybe I could put like frosting or something on it just so that it's not like, you know, completely plain. But I do want to try to make more like dinner recipes and like cook too, because I'm very good with the I feel like I'm always having the same conversations. Oh my gosh, I'm having the same conversations all the time. Anyways, I know how to bake really, like baking is, it's second nature to me. It's so easy. I feel like I got everything planned that needed to be planned, like honestly as much as I can do today, because like I said, I'm still gonna be off for like a week, so I have some time and we're not gonna burn ourselves out over this break. We're gonna rest, relax, because that's okay. But what's I gonna do? Okay, so it's raining, number one. A storm has kind of been coming through here and there, which is really nice when you're inside, at least that is, because I mean my hair. But yeah, it's just a very calm vibe. I love that. I'm gonna clean though. I feel like I'm always cleaning my room in like every single video. I clean it and then it gets messy, but my goal usually is to do like one big deep clean where I just like get everything situated in a day. Usually I do that on Sundays, but you know, New Year's is on a Friday this year, so I gotta do it now. And I honestly have been like losing track of the days. I have this group chat with like some of my friends, and I think some of them watch my videos, so hey guys if you're watching this. But I have a group chat and they were like, oh my gosh, like it's Floppa Friday, because we have this friend and he's like obsessed with like these cats and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Friday, like what? I didn't even know it was Friday, so that's funny. That's the one thing I love about breaks, is like that feeling when you don't even know what day it is or where you're gonna even, you know, do for the day. You're just living and it's just a good time. Take off these teacher glasses, turn on the hymns, and we're gonna get to rolling. My camera's about to die. I talk so much and she's just like, you're done, Sierra, you're done, that's enough. Is clean, and I mean like spotless, so I'm about to take a bath because we went out this morning and I feel gross, so I need one. Also, it's like really hot, probably because I'm wearing this jacket, but like it is, I'm burning up right now. Got my book. I'm waiting for dinner. We're having burgers tonight. I love burgers so much, they're so good, but I'm just gonna pass some time. And this book is really good too. Like, good book, good burger. Could it be a better night?
Happy New Year's!
Is that New Year yet?
Happy New Year's Eve, all you Wood and Sierra lovers. You take it away.
Okay, so what are we about to do?
We're about to watch Full House.
If every word I say,
She's so Just Dance kiddish.
make you laugh, I sing forever. Carry on! Gotta set up the palette, Caleb.
I'll do it. I know how to do it.
You know how to do it?
know how to
big
set
boy
up
things. Okay, you do it then.
First, you put this one on top.
On top?
Not on top. You'll see how I'll do it.
This shall be interesting. Caleb has requested that I get him popcorn, beef and cheese, and water.
Huh?
He said he wanted beef and cheese, popcorn, and water.
Yes.
Conversation Dominator.
Is that demeanor?
Okay, I am in the 3rd grade. I am about to learn tomorrow in the book Bible, dictionary.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
I know.
I always
in 3rd
forget.
grade.
I always forget that you're in 3rd grade.
I'm your brother. Do I forget you're in high school?
What grade am I in?
You're in your senior year.
No, I'm not. I'm in 11th grade.
I know.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I'm in my junior year.
I know. Kids, adult, teen, what do you call teenagers and kids?
Teenagers?
Tweens, okay? Tweens.
That's not what it's.
Listen to your brothers and sisters and see what grade they're in. And write it on a piece of paper, put it on the wall, and always look at it whenever you wake up.
Word of the day.
Close your eyes.
You're using the joke book.
Close
That's
your
cheating.
eyes.
That's
Close
cheating.
your eyes,
There's a
please.
cheater.
Could you please close your eyes?
Okay, fine.
Close your eyes.
I promise my eyes are closed.
Stop looking.
Okay, I won't look. You have to give me your best one.
Where do baby cows eat?
What?
A calf, a terrier.
I get it.
Listen to your average everyday 8-year-old, but I'm not one, so don't listen to my advice sometimes.
If you're not average, then what are you?
I'm natural.
You're natural.
I'm natural, mature, and I like rest.
You like what?
I like relaxation.
What? Time check, even though I usually stay up late. It's 10:05 right now. Usually
We got two more hours.
Usually you'd be in bed by now. So Caleb's having a party.
But sometimes I go to bed at 11.
Oh,
If popcorn stuck in my teeth.
Okay, I found a joke, but I have my own spin on it. I call it the Christian spin of the book of Isaiah. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
It's literally so funny. What has ears but cannot hear?
Hold up. An owl?
Think about
Owl?
No, think about the Bible.
God?
No, obviously not God.
Jesus?
Humans, it's a Bible reference. For they have ears, but they do not hear. They have eyes, but they do not see.
Know what you're trying to say. Let's translate it in my version.
What's your version?
She's trying to say, like, you use your ears to listen, but the people will refuse to listen to God's word. And some people,
Good job.
and some people refuse to look at God's word too with their own eyes, and also. And also, they just don't care for God. But Christians, some of us Christians, care for the word.
Amen. Amen. Read your pasta.
Amen? What is this, Romeo and Juliet?
Romeo and Juliet, there you go. What an interesting
ends in
story. There go the fireworks, the first of the night. It's literally stormy. Oh my god. Don't get your buttery hands on my window.
Some popcorn.
Do you hear it? I thought it was rain. It's fireworks. Oh my gosh.
No, it's teddy bear time.
It's so heavy. Oh my god. How much do you weigh?
I don't know.
You're literally so heavy. Oh my god.
Cheese on
My
beef.
back hurts.
What are you, an old lady that's 65 years old?
Oh
Wait
my
till you
gosh.
have grandchildren, Buster.
My back hurts now. What did you just call me?
Crazy woman.
Why?
Because you're crazy.
Whatever.
Mates.
We look like twins.
It was
Little twin. How is your tongue so long? Oh my gosh.
tongue is long.
Don't worry, folks. It's just apple cider. I'm a good Christian girl.
I'll wait until 10.
That's a better idea.